video, salutations to the family. I am Stan, the finance man, and I'm back with another installment of our learning experience to help you with your finances, your lifestyle, and your business. I want to disclose the fact that I'm not an attorney, but dealing with status of business and how we organize it, there are some legalities in there. So I feel like it's important to just brush up on certain legalities for you. We're going to talk about advertising, because advertising is one of the tools that we use to drive business to us, right? So I want to brush up on deceptive advertisement. Deceptive advertisement is unlawful advertisement, as we know, and one of the main deceptive advertisements can be the bait and switch advertising. And this is when someone would offer a product at a low price, and when you come to get that service, product, or item, they don't honor it and it's not available, and they have another product in its place for you. That's actually protected as a federal law against that, and that's not right. So please do not get caught using the bait and switch to get clients, and just know that this is out there. And all advertisement must be truthful, including online. Okay. Throughout these seminars, at this point we're gonna get more intense with our learning, dealing with the stuff that we're gonna be talking about. So feel free to ask any questions in the comment section, and we'll answer whatever we don't address in these current videos. Also want to talk about TILA, which is Title I. This is dealing with credit cards and how that function. TILA is an acronym, and it pretty much it means the Truth in Lending Act. And basically this act is a disclosure law act, and it's administered by the Federal Reserve Board. Okay, it requires sellers and lenders to disclose credit terms and loans, so individuals can shop around for the best financial arrangements. This is important because we're going to be dealing with trade lines. As a business owner, you want to get a trade line, you want to get a credit line. These are some of the tools that we use to function our business. Okay, so you guys can research what that is, but I'm going to brush up about some of the provisions which is in TILA, like the credit card rules. Okay, so now when we're talking about TILA, right, the liability of credit, if you solicitate a credit company, is limited to $50 per card for unauthorized charge. Okay, so you're responsible technically if you seek out this credit line and it's unauthorized charges up to $50. Okay, but if they solicitate you and send you a card through the mail, you're not responsible for anything. It's important to know that, because we're dealing in a day and time of a lot of fraud going on. So later on, we're gonna really get more detailed about credit line, trade lines, how to get one, how to sign up your business with DNB, and how to keep track of what's going on with Experian. These things are important. Lastly, I want to talk about an agency. Okay. Now, when we talk about an agency, a lot of us in business are we are an agency, and you need to know how you're an agency. Okay, and an agency is basically a legal relationship between two parties. Okay, one person is an agent who represents the agency, and then you have the principal, which would be the head. So I have a marketing firm. We're the principal, and people who was contracted or employees of mine would be an agent, okay? And they represent the company. And the reason why I'm talking about this week, because it's important to know who's an agent and what how you can be liable for what an agent does to your business, even if they're not an employee per se, but how verbally you can be liable for what they say, depending on what you tell another person, and they conduct business with that person. Okay, so it's important to know that. It's definitely important to know that, and we're gonna later on talk about the responsibilities of that agent when they're in your company. And here in Florida, we're at will state, so it's important to know that. It's important to know when you and the agent separate what you can and can't do, and what they can and can't do to you. But dealing with an at-will state, you don't really need, it's a no fault. You really don't need any reason to terminate that agent, as long as it's not under the federal protected guidelines that they have, okay? But when you're dealing with an agent, okay, you can imply authority to that agent, or you can ratify, okay? Or it can be an apparent authority that you give to that agent, that pretty much can get you caught up in a legal situation. And I'm gonna tell you a brief story. I had a situation in the past where an employee of the company authorized us to bring on an outside person to the company, and it didn't work out. By it not working out, but because the other party, who's a part of the company, had certain powers and verbally gave those powers to that party because of those terms, and conducted business under the business, we got a lawsuit and we had to pay out because of it. So and to give you a perfect example, if I go out with my brother and I tell the guy with the car lot across the street, this is an agent of the company, you can deal with him, and he's really not an employee of the company. If they have dealings with each other and they go sour, me as the company owner, I am liable. So just be careful when you're dealing with that, okay? Other than that, if you have any more questions about these 3 topics, advertising, the TILA Federal Credit Act, Title I, or what's an agency, please do not hesitate to leave a comment. And I want us to get into this, but I'm going to leave for the next video, and that's the business organization. A lot of people want to know the difference between a sole proprietorship, a partnership, an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp. So we're going to get detailed in that. So if you have any questions that you already had, you can ask them ahead of time and we'll address it during the video. Also, as you know, every time I do a video, I recommend a book that you should pick up. And the book that I recommend, it's going to be The Rules of Life by Richard Taplar. I picked this up at the airport. I love to buy books there, and it's a pretty good book so far. I'm actually about 75% done, but it's good. It's a good self-help book. Other than that, family, be good, be merry, and be prosperous.